Hello, everyone. This semester, I worked on developing an app to help older people have more social opportunities. Older adults do not always have the opportunity to connect with people beyond their surroundings. They are often confined to their living areas, and with this information, I noticed the lack of communication and social interaction that most older adults were getting. Humans are social beings, and the ability to connect is crucial to mental health. I developed a video chat app called Gray for older adults who want to socialize with other older adults on shared interest. My target audience is older adults who have the capability to interact with other older adults. They can either live independently or in assisted living. Last time I made a video, I designed my prototype on a whiteboard, but now I design my screens on the computer, and I'm going to run through my updated prototype for you guys. When you first download the Gray app, this is the first screen the user sees. At the top is the Gray logo that is on every screen you will use with the Gray app. I tried to make it big, bold, and simple. Next, I included the mission statement of Gray, which is a chat app for older adults 65 plus to create a community when they need it the most. This is really important to the mission of Gray, and it's what Gray is really all about. At the bottom is where you can click to begin the sign-up process. I made it a big green box since green means go. It would help the older adult navigate to the next screen. The box is big and easy to use. Next, this immediately takes you to the next screen where you can either sign in or sign up. Once again, I'm continuing the green boxes for consistency, and so that is easy for older adults to navigate. Next, you continue with the sign-up process by stating your age. So the green box says 65 plus, and the red box says 65 and under. If you are 65 plus, you will click and go on to the next stage. If you are under 65, unfortunately, the app will ask you to leave since the app is only for 65 plus. Next, you continue with the process by filling out your name. This is important so the users know who you are and who they are chatting. Simply type in your name and move on with the sign up. Next, the user just states if they are male or female. It is color-coded to make it a little easier for the older adult. This is helpful data for matching interest. Next, the user is going to put the living situation that they are in. They either click I live in assisted living, independently, or other. This is useful for matching users with other users similar to them. The next screen, the user will just select from a drop-down menu what city and state they live in, and this just helps match up interests and make other users aware where everyone is from. So the next slide is the core of the app. This is how we match users' interests to other users' interests. So I tried to make it as simple as possible for older adults. So what you're going to do is you just click on whatever interests apply to you, whatever you seem interested in, and the app will use this information to match up other people on shared interest. I tried to make the circles colorful, easy to click, and also give a good variety for the older adult. Moving on, the user has finished the sign-up process, and now they are ready to begin using the app. So this screen basically is just making the user aware that they are done with the sign up and they are going to begin a tutorial to start using the app. I decided to use a tutorial just for the usability factor with older adults, just making it really simple for them to understand the app and further be able to accept using it. So this screen just says you are now ready to begin video chatting, and we have matched you with other people based on your interests. And then you begin the tutorial. The next screen is where the user can have access to all of their friends. So this is all the friends that they've met through the app. I tried to make it nice, simple, big font, and pictures so that the user would be able to recognize who their friends are and what their interests are and where they're from. So the first person's Betty. She's from Duluth, Minnesota, and her match interests are books, art, music, and family. So the idea is that the user could simply click Betty's name and begin a call with her and start a conversation. The next slide that I've included is what it would look like to get a call from somebody on the Gray app. So Betty from Minnesota is calling, and you simply click the green square that says click here to accept. So I don't want the older adults to have any problem trying to figure out the app. It very clearly states, click here to accept. Hopefully that will make usability even easier, and older adults would be further willing to accept this app. The next screen is what it would look like to accept a call from a user. So unlike FaceTime, where you have the big screen and then a very small square in the corner of what you look like, I just didn't think that that would work for older adults, that they really can't see the small screen of what they look like. So I decided to dedicate a whole screen to the user that they're talking to, and then you would simply swipe the camera if you needed to see or wanted to see what you looked like in the camera as well. So each user gets a full screen just to make it easier visually for older adults. I also would focus on making sure that the sound is adequate and very easy to hear for older adults, just to really adapt to their needs. And this is the screen that you would see when you swipe from Betty's screen to back to your screen. You'd see your face. Then you can simply just use the arrow to swipe back to Betty's screen. The next thing I included would be what the user would receive after the call. So it would say Betty from Duluth, Minnesota called, just to remind the older adult who called and where they were from, with also a picture just to give that memory recognition. And then a green square, following the trend of the green square, that says click here for transcript. So this is special to the Gray app. I included a transcript so that older adults could remember what they talked about and have a record of their conversation, since that is typically an issue special to older adults, that they often forget what they talked about and would probably find that very frustrating. I'm trying to combat that with the transcript that they can access if they would like, seeing everything they talked about with the other person. And this is an example of what a transcript would look like. I tried to include an imaginary conversation that I imagine two older adults having. So basically, it just has a rundown of everything that was said. I tried to make it a big enough font where the older adult could read it, and also a date to remind them when they had this conversation. Next, I included what the main menu screen would look like. I used blue to make it easy to read. So this is the main menu, and it includes the friends list, missed chats, transcripts, and help menu. Once again, I tried to make the font very big and very easy to just click whichever option you prefer. And last, for my prototype preview, I included the help menu and what that would look like. This is crucial because older adults often struggle to know exactly how to use the apps that they have. So with the help menu, I tried to make it really easy for them to have a resource to go back to if they ever need help figuring out how to use the app. So the 4 options are tutorial, FAQs, contact us, and the privacy statement. So the tutorial would just be helpful for them to relearn how to use the app. Once again, this would help them with usability. Then I had FAQs, just common FAQs that they might have in question to help them use the app as well. And then I have contact us. I just thought that would be a good idea if they had even more questions and felt really lost, that they could contact the app hotline. And last, I had the privacy statement. Since this is a huge issue for older adults feeling that their data is being released to the public, I included a privacy statement within the help menu. So if they ever wanted to review it, showing that their data is not going anywhere, that Gray commits to keeping their data within the Gray app. So the three psycho considerations that I used in creating this app, number one would be ease of use. I hope that you saw through the preview how much I tried to make this app easy to understand. I considered the needs of older adults both cognitively and visually as well. I also included the help menu to help navigate any struggles the older adults might face. Next is enjoyment. I think the app is really fun. If we can get older adults to download the app and begin using it, I think they would really benefit from it and enjoy it and get the needed social interaction. And lastly, protection of data. This is a major factor for older adults. They want to feel safe using the app. I not only included the privacy statement to show that their data is not being sold anywhere, but also only requested necessary information for the app to help make users feel like they are safe, giving away the information that they did. Lastly, if I were to test this app, I would use a focus group. This would help me gather information during the process of what looks good and what is easy to use. I would get a group of older adults and get their valuable input. I would then use cognitive walkthrough. Since this is an app, it would be important to make sure the navigation is easy for older adults. I would use different personas to mentally and physically walk through the app. Lastly, I would use observational studies. I would probably set up kiosks around nursing homes and doctors' offices and observe older adults actually using the app and record any hardships or emotions they had while using it. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my prototype.